Hello, my name is ScienceBeard, and today I'm talking about a rule in working life which many people I suspect are not familiar with, or at least sufficiently, and it could cost you your job. A quick summary is in the headline. Head teacher suspended for saying that some teachers were sat at home doing nothing during lockdown. So what is the problem with what she said? Apart from the were sat at home, she should have said were sitting at home. She went on radio and publicly stated that some teachers at her own school were doing a great job, fine, and working very hard, great, and some teachers are not. And that this somehow constituted a proverbial elephant in the room, i.e. a topic which many people avoid talking about, but is nevertheless there. In recent times, this may have been slavery, white male privilege, and so forth. These topics were not exactly taboo, but simply not raised in polite company or everyday conversations. The problem is that she was thought to bring her employer into disrepute. So let's have a look at that claim. So how can the headmistress or headmaster bring their employer into disrepute? Don't they employ people at their school? Well, the governors are the checks and balances of the headmistress or headmaster. So what did she say that was problematic? She said that some staff were sat at home doing nothing. Let's assume for a second that this was a correct statement. Why is this problematic? Well, imagine you own a business and one of your employees says, "Some of my colleagues are great, but some are lazy and are doing shoddy work." Would you be happy? Now let's have a look at the claim she made about this being a truthful statement. This is a quote from a research document into what schools wanted from executive head teachers, link in the description, but I think this would apply to the majority of head teachers. Executive head teachers were also expected to demonstrate a range of high-quality communication skills both in and outside their schools. Specific communication skills included being effective at influencing, negotiating, and engaging with others, and having a management style which was enthusiastic, motivational, and inspiring. Other similar phrases included fostering enthusiastic and positive attitudes in others, being inspirational, having a winning attitude, and possessing exceptional interpersonal skills in managing and coaching individuals at all levels to outperform against their targets and objectives. If her statement was truthful, then shouldn't she know who the members of staff are and motivate them appropriately? There are a lot of sticks available to head teachers and some carrots. This head teacher and all head teachers should be making the school's expectations clear. Put stuff on a website, use bought-in website access, keep in touch with students by phone, etc. So if she has no idea what her staff are doing, then that is her failure as a head teacher. If she knows which staff are not achieving their goals, then she should follow that up. The interviewer said, "Thank you for being honest," or words to that effect, and that it was refreshing to hear the truth. The problem is, though, that nobody can now be certain of who it is or who is not putting in the effort, if indeed anybody is or is not. Let's think about it this way. Let's say you are one teacher with no kids and no other commitments and sink all of your time into battling with your internet access, Wi-Fi settings, personal computer in order to enable as many students as possible to have as much access to suitable material. In my case, I would have seen around 300 different students a week, 20 lessons with 30 or slightly fewer students in them on average, split over several science subjects, ability levels, and years. Let's say you are that teacher and your entire time is meticulously planned and spent. You are one of those teachers doing a fantastic job, and now you get a request for work for a specific student. You know that that student is not on your rota for a phone call just yet. If you change your system, other requests will come. So you say, soon or later, or as soon as possible. What does the parent now think? Will they believe you? What if they know that your head teacher has been on radio and said that she knows that some people don't work very hard? So let's look at it another way. So let's say it was a classroom teacher who notices that they are continually putting up stuff online, phoning students' parents, and are trying to chase feedback. They get so annoyed about being told that, although science is doing okay, they haven't heard from English or maths or whatever other subject. They now write a Facebook post and say, "Friends and colleagues, please pull your fingers out. If the governor or indeed the head teacher found that post and they were identifiably working at that school, that is grounds for instant dismissal. Why? Because you brought your employer into disrepute. I've seen it happen, and as a workplace union rep, I've had to say to people, don't put stuff on Facebook or Twitter or wherever, not even as a joke. When you sign a contract, this applies to you as an employee. And lastly, I know that this hardly compares to other issues at the moment, but think about this. The national stereotype for teachers is 9 to 3 job, long holidays, money for nothing. Any error you make is a sign of your incompetence and is not forgiven. And then have a look at the reality. Staff shortages and the youngest cohort of teachers in the UK. The latter is a symptom of a lack of people wanting to teach in state schools. New staff quit quite often after just a few years. So were the governors right to suspend? Absolutely. Otherwise, when Ofsted knocks on the door, could they show that they've done their oversight properly? No. Now, it may well be that she qualifies a statement or even apologizes and then resumes working at the school. But that is what she at least owes her staff who have been working hard. If not, she needs to do two things. Present the evidence, which will be even more detrimental to the reputation of her school, and she needs to show that she did everything herself to make sure that all teachers knew what was expected of them and subsequently discipline those who did not comply with those reasonable instructions. That's all for now. See you later.